As we come on air every evening, the whole world must listen. As long as we preach this very gospel, Chukwokika Abiyama must be with us. Therefore, without any further hesitation, we must proceed to offer every prayer to Chukwu Okike Abiyama who resided in heaven. Therefore, as we always commence, not from today, but from of old, our Father who art in heaven, Nani nkebine ligwe, ka hagedin song, that your name may be hallowed by men, that we may bow at the mention of it, that we may offer every glory unto thee, that we may offer you every adoration and adulation, because there is none like thee. You fight our battles for us. Every blessed day you demonstrate through your kindness and your everlasting mercy that you are our Lord, our God, and our Creator. This evening we offer these your children unto thee. All over this very planet that you created, they are listening across the entire 24 time zones on this very planet where they inhabit. They are listening to your gospel this very evening, this gospel of redemption, a gospel of hope, a gospel of restoration, a gospel of renewal, this very gospel of freedom, this very gospel of emancipation as only you ordained, that this very gospel must be preached, that mankind may be set free from the eternal damnation of the creation of the British. My goodness me, I want to remain in the spirit, because we must worship heaven. We answer your name, O Lord of hosts. Everything about us is designed to offer glory unto thee. We have atoned for our sins last year. This very year we have not only atoned for our sins, we have spilled, we have shed blood, they have shed our blood. We have let our sacrifice be made unto thee. Even on the 30th of August, as we are being felled by the bullets of the enemy, by the workers of iniquity and of darkness, we remain very strong today to beckon upon thee, to ask you for your mercy and for your grace, to ensure that your kingdom is restored upon the face of the earth, that you can bring your healing hand to bear upon the life of those of them that you created for one singular purpose, and that purpose alone, which is to worship you in truth and in every honesty. Is there any way that we have erred? Is there any way that our ancestors may have sinned? We confess before a congregation of the whole of humanity to ask you, O Lord of hosts, to have mercy upon us. You must have mercy upon us. We have suffered enough. We have been subjugated enough. We have been tortured enough. We have been imprisoned enough. We did not do these people anything. Our only crime is to answer your name. Our only crime is to be born your children. Our only crime is to excel at everything that we place our hands into. Our only crime is to exhibit your glory and your blessing, which manifestedly is upon our lives every blessed day. That is why they want to kill us. That is why the British want to join those of them who don't know you to destroy your creation and your inheritance. You will not allow shame to befall your name. You will not allow the enemies to triumph over the lives of your children, because you created us to exist, to worship, to honor, and to praise you. That is exactly what we are going to do when this Biafra comes. It will come in truth and in every honesty, because we remain every blessed day. Chukwu Abiyama believe we're whiter than white and whiter than snow. Is there any way that we have sinned that you cannot forgive us our trespasses, to enable us to fulfill your own word which was spoken thousands of years ago, that instead of what you promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist? You opened your mouth, Chukwokika Abiyama, to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. those words can never be in vain, because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace under our command. O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isoko. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy. Because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All this we pray, all these we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. Ahadin sosine bigebi rone bigebi. He said. It's
Young Flight on the beats.
The silver jacket body with Biafraland, Umokoko, mad people everywhere. What you don't know is bigger than you. 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 Hey, he done made me oh gaga. He done made me oh gaga. He done made me oh gaga. This your G. He done made me oh gaga. The one thing you can do to a black man is to tell the black man the truth. The one thing you can do to a black man is to tell the black man the truth. He done made me oh gaga. Mama, he done made me oh gaga. In this OG, he done made me oh gaga. Sabotu has he done made me oh for you. Obi daddy, obi them fools everywhere. Obi daddy, obi them fools everywhere. Obi daddy, obi them fools everywhere. When we talk about our freedom, do not go the fence. When we talk about our freedom, they go the fence. When we talk about our freedom, they go the fence. Yeah, he dey pay me oh gaga. Mama, he dey pay me oh gaga. In this OG, he dey pay me oh gaga. Sabotu has he dey pay me oh gaga. Yeah. Biafra voice 247. Love you, we love you, everything me blood, brother man, you know. We go Chris. Chiamagaga, Ogarras, Rastaman of God. Love you. Yeah. Biafra, you know. Ikuku. Bad guy, you know. Water master. Love you. Akashi Haba go on. I get young away to the minute. All them enemies of Biafra. Mad people everywhere. You are living in darkness, suffering and smiling. When we talk about a freedom, now go the best. You are living in darkness, suffering and smiling. When we talk about a freedom, now go the best. Yeah, he dey pay me oh for you. He dey pay me oh gaga. more he dey pay me, oh gaga. I don't know what's wrong with the reasoning ability of a blood man. My God. So I'm on a maximum respect. Yeah. He dey pay me, oh, for you. He dey pay me, oh, gaga. Africa, he dey pay me, oh, gaga. This the G, he dey pay me, oh, gaga.
Makana wapana kamado Muna kujukwenanya Lewa mnirirure Ogesi makasunano Ogati kabayola Before the entire story Ndi botu inusi Agwa wati matiano di Eburisi yana kreso Jiri ege kuma kweso Makanu panu boko Opa kichiria Abona boson yamu Ona yeku chikena kana Asi mabura kuno mare Ya buru biyaru Namogara pala namu Surrounding boson Opa do maketo Money is not everything. Let's fight for our freedom. For our freedom is our right. Papa Mubaram si na Biafraland mo. Iyabuna nemene kambu paraya no. Makano jife mata winyakaye. Akalobe ilo leseya. Oye wife wapara feya. Nka paruko. Biafra is my life. Biafra, I must go back to our land and get the one to go to the if I would get married 4 years ago, Gonna talk in me also. Ogo no dira kuri kahala. Mano yes na bugoba na libu. Wesi no choro wa Nigeria. Ya biko solo ndia usala ugausa. Kanyo wezoro wa neba. Maka no buro no ugausa. Aze gugoba no is. Yoga kita pandia usofuma.
All right. Welcome, my wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom, all over the world, wherever you are joining me from. I say you are highly welcome to this very live presentation. Today's date is 30th of September, the very last day of September 2024, and we are live and direct. You will never see September, be it 30th, 20-something, or 1st of September in the year of 2024 again. Today is the end of it. The only September we are going to see again is going to be in the year 2025. And it is very, very significant in the lives of every Biafran, in the life of every Biafran. I shouldn't have come live this evening because of how I feel,
Those of you who are following will bear me witness that I've not been very, very active for the past 1 week. There is a reason for that. So, because of that same reason, I shouldn't have come live this evening. But because of the importance and the significance of this very night, which I'm going to be explaining to you moving forward, I have found it very, very imperative to come live this evening, even though it's going to take me 1 hour, to do something very, very, very important. So, Biafrans, once you are here, I welcome every one of you. I welcome you very, very well with all my heart to this very live presentation. And please, I want to ask you to do the same by welcoming others that you can reach. If you can reach them via sharing and liking the broadcast, kindly do so. If you can reach them via telephone conversation, kindly do so. Any way you can reach other people, both Biafrans and of course lovers of freedom, I am encouraging you to do so right away, because I am up also immediately without further hesitation. Now, going by the title of this very live presentation this evening, you can see what I have written. And of course, don't forget, like as I said from beginning, that today, being the September 30th, the very last day of September 2024, what we have come to do this evening is extremely important. The time right now is exactly 8 minutes past 9 p.m. in the land of Chukwokika, Biama. So wherever you are joining me from, whether you are from here or you are from the diaspora, it is 8 minutes top of the hour, depending on your time zone. So, I am up here also immediately, and we have a topic. We have a topic at hand, and we will treat that very topic this very moment, because it is very, very important. Remember what I told you, that today, this evening, or this night, if I may say, is very, very significant in the life of every Biafran worldwide, be it those who are here or those who are in the diaspora. Tonight is very, very significant. And you know why? Because of the title of this very broadcast, which I will be explaining in a jiffy. All right. And what is he saying? According to the title that says, the Prime Minister of the BLGIE, His Excellency Mazi Simon Ekpa, bans October 1st Nigeria Independence Day celebration in Biafraland. Pay attention, please. I'm taking you to somewhere. The Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, His Excellency Ekpa Simon Njoko, has officially banned October 1st celebration known as the Zoo Independence Day celebration within Biafra territory. And of course, you know, before we came, not before we joined the struggle, before the Biafra government came into existence, or before the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in the year 2021. We all have witnessed so many October 1st shambolic Independence Day celebration in the Zoological Republic. We have seen the idiocy of the so-called leadership. We have seen the stupidity of the so-called leadership. I'm talking about IPOB. We have seen the shenanigans and the deceit from this so-called leadership. Whenever October 1st comes out or approaches, they will come with one idiocy or the other. So, because of that, this time around, where the Biafra government has taken charge of the Biafra struggle, it is no longer business as usual. If you see anybody from nowhere hiding somewhere in Ghana or hiding somewhere in Kuwait, claiming to be freedom fighter or freedom fighters, coming to make any announcement, they are on their own. The Biafran people have a government, and we are all following that very government, bomber to bomber. That is the reason why over 50 million Biafrans today have given their mandate to the government of Biafra, and of course, led by the Prime Minister, His Excellency Ekpa Simon Njoko. I hope my voice is coming out clear. Please, if my voice is coming out clear, please let me know if my voice is coming out clear. Let me know, please, so that we can proceed. What we have come to do this evening is very, very important and significant. And like as I said, very, very, very important in the life of every Biafran. If my voice is clear, let me know in the comment section. Very, very important, so we can proceed. Now, without further ado, let us begin with the tweet of the Prime Minister yesterday, early this morning, and then after this, we'll read it from the official flyer. As you can see here, I will make this very broadcast an open one so that any of you who want to make your contribution will join me without wasting any time in order to make your contribution, because, like as I said before, I don't want to stay too long here. Now, according to the PM, Nigeria October, pay attention please, Nigeria October 1st is banned in Biafraland. Let this particular information sink in your head. Let this particular information sink in your head. Tomorrow, everything Nigeria, everything Ifo Bona Basalu Nigeria, Ifo Bona Basalu Zoo in our land, within Biafra territory, will be shut down. This is not a joke. There will be no movement from 6 a.m. till 4 a.m. This is today. This very command is today. This morning. So, this very word is very, very strong. Very, very strong. Look at it there. Let this particular information sink in your head. That brings me back to what happened on the 30th of May. This same year, 2024. Pay attention, I'm taking you somewhere. If you haven't shared the broadcast, do it right now, please. Every individual in Biafraland, especially in Biafraland, must get this message. Must. I said capital MUST must get this very message. And if you are listening to me from the diaspora, you live in abroad, we all know that nobody is an island. You did not fall from sky. You came from somewhere and you left that place to your destination where you are right now. So, and you believe that your people do not have access to the media, it is your responsibility to put call across, inform them. After this very broadcast, let them know that tomorrow will be total shutdown in Biafra territory. Anything that represents the zoo, according to the PM, I did not see a general, I did not see, general, I did not see sit at home. I did not see, public, shutdown of the entire Biafra land. Oh, there is it's actually there. According to him, he said, tomorrow, everything Nigeria within Biafra land will shut down. Then he went on to say, look at it here. There will be no movement. There will be no movement. So therefore, there is shutdown of the entire Biafra territory tomorrow. Not only the zoo institutions, because as I'm talking to you right now, the zoo institutions are currently under shutdown because of our 1 month shutdown of the zoo institutions within Biafra territory. So he said there will be no movement, meaning that the entire Biafra territory will be under lock and key. He said from 6 a.m. till 4 p.m. in the evening time. No movement. Now, this very instruction is coming from the office of the Prime Minister of Biafra, whom over 50 million Biafrans have given mandate to fight for them, declare their independence, and of course, defend them. And he and the government in exile and the de facto government in homeland have been doing it diligently. As you all can see, what seemed to be miracle at the moment, where we now have the army of Biafra, we now have the navy of Biafra defending and fighting against the terrorists whose objective is to come, massacre, chase away, take over, and conquer. So the government has been doing everything it can within its powers to safeguard the Biafra territory and protect our women and children in our land. So once the same government that has the mandate of the people gives an instruction, the people ought to obey. These are your own sacrifice. People are fighting for it. So that little sacrifice you can pay, you have to pay it for your freedom. Now, as if that is not enough, I'm going to explain a lot of things to you. I want you to follow me as we move with speed. There will be no movement from 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. Like as I said before, it is your responsibility. Your responsibility. Some people are talking about protest. There is no protest in Biafra territory. Anybody, remember I talked about the criminals who have been there deceiving people, pushing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu front and back, making him to go for, back and forth, turning him left, right, and center all through these years in the name of agitation. We have gone beyond that. What we are doing right now is liberation struggle. We are no longer into agitation. So those idiots who are agitating, I want to advise them again. If you know the meaning of liberation struggle, you shouldn't be talking about agitation again. Anybody you hear anybody telling you about Biafra agitation, that person is living in the past. And as you are so intelligent, as an intelligent Biafran as you are, or that you are, must not pay attention to anybody who is living in the past. As an intelligent Biafran that you are, you cannot pay attention to those who are still living in the past, who are not following the current trend. If I na kona abuyigwe, sakatum, sakatum, kaboom, kaboom, which is called, in a simple term, liberation struggle. It has absolutely nothing to do with agitation. So we don't live in the past. We have passed through the agitation process and period. Now we are in liberation. So anybody telling you about protest, it is not that person or that group of people are not representing Biafra. You must discard it. You must disassociate yourself from such nonsense. There is no protest tomorrow in Biafraland. Anybody who wants to do protest should carry it to Nigeria. There could be protests in Nigeria, but in Biafra territory, it is shut down. Why did I tell you that tomorrow is very, very significant in the life of every Biafran and, of course, the lovers of freedom? I will get to that point. I will definitely get to that point. Now, I want you to pay attention, because the instruction from the office of the Prime Minister did not end there. As we continue, he said again, Nigeria October 1st celebration is banned in Biafra territory. Over 50 million Biafrans who voted in the self-referendum will mind their businesses. Every Nigerian institutions in Biafraland will be shut down tomorrow, 1st October 2024. Biafrans can go about their businesses. So it is now clearer here. It is now what? Clearer here. Because it seems like he realized the confusion in the first tweet. Then he came back again and retweeted it, which I will be reading from the official flyer just in a jiffy. Are you paying attention? So now, if you have anybody in Biafra land, which is now taking us back to the campaign of the 1 month lockdown of Biafra, of zoo institutions within the Biafra territory, which is taking us back to that same kind of campaign, that anybody working in the zoo institution within Biafra land must pay attention to this, must sit in their various homes tomorrow. Because Obuniji Femelo na 30th of May 2024, we compare Remember, that was Biafra Biafra, Remembrance Day. Now, how is it going to be? How will it be when the zoo is celebrating independence within Biafra territory? Are you getting it? So please, if you are calling your home, you are calling them based on what? There is no celebration of the zoo independence in Biafra land whatsoever. And again, those who have people who are working in the zoo institutions within Biafra land should, without any further hesitation, call them and tell them that the Biafra government that they have voted for, because even those who are working for the zoo have also voted and given their mandates. Don't think that these 50 million Biafrans are only, businessmen. A lot of 99.999% of civil servants serving the zoo in Biafra land have also voted for Biafra exit from the Zoological Republic. So, anybody threatening them is on their own. If you are threatening any of our people whose only way of earning a living as it stands right now is to work as a civil servant under the zoo institutions in Biafra land, and you are threatening them for whatsoever reason, you are on your own, in as much as that very word or threat is not coming from the Biafra government. Now, having said this, let us read from the official flyer. This very flyer will show us a lot. Please pay attention, my people. If you haven't liked the broadcast, please, I really don't know what you are waiting for. We are heading to the main topic, which has brought us here this evening. And remember what I said. I am going to make it an open mic so that Biafrans, of course, will join me live and make their own contribution. Very, very important. All right, here we are. Now, according to the banner, according to the, of course, the official flyer from the office of the Prime Minister, it says, announcement. The celebration of the Nigeria independence on the 1st of October remains banned in Biafra territory. There will be lockdown on the 1st of October before the 60 days lockdown of Nigeria institutions in Biafra territory as part of the ongoing delegitimization of the Nigeria terrorist state within Biafra land. So now, this very official flyer was made because of the first tweet. Because I know that a lot of people will be confused because of this. So many people will be confused because of this. So, based on the last tweet of the Prime Minister, the last tweet of this very current development says that every Biafran, according to him, he said, Biafrans can go about their businesses. That was the last tweet of this very latest development. So please, And if you go through the official X account of the Prime Minister, you see that the first one, the first tweet, got almost 50,000, seen or views, whatever you can call it. Now, if you go to the flyer itself, the flyer which he shared yesterday, was it yesterday or 28? Sorry, 28, which has 26K views from my end. I don't know how many it has from your end. Now, when you go to the new one, the latest one, which is the last update he made over this very effect, is got about 30K views, right? Meaning that the first one that has over 50K views from my side has already, gotten the minds of our people more than the latest one. This is what I want you to understand here. More than the latest one. So it is very, very imperative that we educate our people, let them understand what the Prime Minister is trying to say. According to the last tweet, he said that Biafrans can go about their businesses, but the zoo institutions will remain shut down. Will remain shut down tomorrow. So when you bring it back to what I said initially, which I said is going to be I said tomorrow will be very, very, important and significant in the life of every Biafran. What does that mean? That means that as we shut down all the zoo institutions tomorrow, which is not just because of the 30-day lockdown, which is going on as it stands today, but this one is strictly attack on the zoo, which is going to send, signal to the entire world that the people of this very area, the people from this area, have not only rejected the zoo, but also let the zoo know how important, how significant, how they cherish their freedom, how important it is to be free, to have freedom, to be free from, from slavery. So, for us to abandon the zoo Independence Day celebration is another shocker. It's going to be another shocker to the zoo, to Tinubu, to the ministers, to the governors, to every single thing that represents Nigerian state in the world at large, not just in Biafraland or in Nigeria, but worldwide. So please, it is very, very important that our people get this message. The reason why we will boycott anything that has to do with the zoo independence is because we are no longer Nigerians. Therefore, we cannot celebrate Nigeria. And more importantly, as far as the zoo is concerned, the zoo represents death. I want you to listen. The Nigeria state as it stands today represents death. And we cannot celebrate our death. Nigeria has murdered our people, buying our people, and they keep on buying our people on a regular basis. In fact, this is now a routine thing. They have murdered our people on regular basis. Therefore, the zoo itself represents death, and we cannot afford to celebrate our own, passing away. We can't celebrate our own unaliving. Let me use the word they use on TikTok. Are you paying attention? So, when you see something which is, destroying your life, the only option you have is to stay away from it. That is the only option you have, to stay away from it completely. Because failure to stay away from it, you may not even live to regret it. You may not live to regret it. So there is no any celebration within Biafraland tomorrow. Now, I want to play this very video just to remind the zoo, had it been that they listened to this very man 7 years ago, this very issue wouldn't have gotten to this very level that it is today.
It's spiritual. You can't fight an ideology with gun and bullet. Let me explain this. Sit down before we pray. I'm worried. Some people want to fight an ideology. How do you fight an ideology? An ideology is like a spirit. You can't fight an ideology. You can't use gun and bullet to stop an ideology. The way to deal with an ideology, you engage it with wisdom. The only bullet that can kill an ideology is the bullet of knowledge. Wisdom. Wisdom. The only way to deal with the ideology is to go back to the founder of the ideology and reprogram the ideology and stand at the central processing unit of the ideology and make sure it is rightfully corrected. If you remove the leader, have you removed the ideology? There are more crazy Nnamdi Kanu that will come up after Nnamdi.
The zoo, did you hear that? The Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, did you hear that? If you remove Nnamdi Kanu, there are more people crazier than Nnamdi Kanu who will come up. How many of you remember one idiot that called himself prophet? One idiot that called himself a prophet, who was making a video a couple of months ago when there was a rumor of release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, when the governors were parabolating, gallivanting all over the places, claiming to have or to go and meet Tinubu for him to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to them. One idiot came out and claimed to be a prophet. He said that Simon Ekpa is parasite 1, Nnamdi Kanu is parasite 2. So you cannot release parasite 2 without parasite 1. How many of you remembered it? How many of you saw that video? Although sometime in the past, I also told you that the man was correct. Although he claimed to be a prophet, or claimed to be, speaking prophetically, but there is nothing like prophecy there. It has absolutely nothing to do with prophecy. It's true. That is the truth. That is the truth. Cancer 1 and cancer 2, which is going to, oh yeah, tagidezu, tapiaya, tabunyoya, mad people everywhere, mokoko. Is it parasite or cancer? I don't remember. Either parasite or cancer, he said. Cancer 1, cancer 2, parasite 1, parasite 2, whatever. Is going to eat the zoo until the zoo is finished. I concur. It is true. Cancer 1 and cancer 2, or parasite 1 and parasite 2, whatever. You understand? So, now, if the zoo, if they were told, when they were busy spending billions of worthless naira to lay their filthy hands on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the man that Chukwokika Abịama blessed, and they thought it was going to end there. They thought it was going to end there. Somebody's asking me if I mean Primate Ayodele. No, it's not Ayodele. That one, you made me even call the name of some irrelevant idiots. Not even that one. Not that one that called himself Primate Ayodele or whatever he called himself. There's another one. I don't remember his name. Somebody can remind me on comment section, because I know that many of you watched the video. It's just recently. And forget those names they are answering. Primate, the pastor, prophet, all those nonsensical. None of them is primate. None of them is pastor. None of them, I said, none of them is prophet. None, not even one person. None of them. If there is a true, prophet in the zoo, there are no more than one person. So forget those Oka Fanebu Wanketa. Prophet Ikuru, I think it sounds like that. Somebody said Prophet Ikuru. Maybe the Okoko. So it's not a prophecy, it's reality. As they have grabbed the cancer 1, even in their own custody, is eating them up. Is eating them up in their own custody. And they haven't dealt with it. They are busy looking for cancer 2. You see? So, this very man, Iginla, who was advising the zoo many years ago, if you ask me, I will still tell you that there is nothing like prophecy there. This is not against Iginla. It's not against him. There is nothing like prophecy there. Because even the layman, even the little baby who was knowledgeable enough to understand what was going on as at that time can, picture the future. I'm saying a little baby, a newborn baby who was aware, who has the ability to know what was happening as at that time, could have been able to picture the future. So it has nothing to do with, prophecy, but I am not against Iginla, because every single thing he said on this video and the other one he was saying dialogue now were all true. Were all true. Not prophecy, because even as at then, somebody who does not claim to be a prophet would have known, what is going to happen.
They are just hiding under him. The only way to kill this is not by gun and bullet. is by engaging with proper dialogue, with knowledge and wisdom.
Now, on their own side, the one Nigerianists, on their own side, they are telling the zoo to dialogue with the Biafra agitators, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in order to settle him, and Nigeria continues the way it is. On their own part, because I watched another of his video. I don't know if he's here. I don't know if that part is also here. There's another of his video. He said that he is not in support of the breakup of Nigeria because he's a full Nigerian. He said it. Iginla said it. You understand me? So now a prophecy does not come as a probability or under probability. Prophecy does not come with probability. Yes, I think that is the right word. Prophecy does not come, can never come with probability. It is not possible. Prophecy will come boom and tell you this is what God said and this is what is going to happen. So time, so day. Because when you talk about prophecy, that means God is speaking. It does not come with probability. It does not come with assumption. You understand me? Prophecy is the word of God that says this is what is going to happen. And there is no any other solution because it's going to happen. It is only one place in the Bible that I saw that God said somebody is going to die. The person went to face wall and started crying to God, and God extended his age. Only one place. Every other places you talk about prophecy, it is one thing. Once they say this is what is going to happen, it will happen. Right? That is prophecy. It does not come with alternative. There is no any alternative for prophecy. This is something that people do not know. No alternative for prophecy. No, it doesn't have alternative. If God has told any man of God, I'm not talking, this is not for Iginla. I'm not here to criticize Iginla. Get it right, please. When God tells any prophet, any of his child, go and tell whoever that is the president of the zoo that the zoo will disintegrate. It is like that. It is done and dusted. There is nothing will make the zoo not to disintegrate, just as God has told his prophet, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now, the same way God told his prophet that the zoo will break. And since then, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has remained consistent, knowing fully well that that word that his father told him, that same word God told him will come to pass. That's why he is standing firm in his conviction that a time is fast approaching where the zoo will come to an end, because his father had told him. It doesn't come with assumption or probability. No. It's not that God say you should go and have dialogue with us so that the zoo should not break. There is nothing like, no. There's nothing like, actually, to be honest with you as a spiritual man that I am, there is absolutely nothing like that. God does not give assumption or alternative to his word. No. So let's continue. But remember, the bone of contention here is that if the zoo listened to this man and called for dialogue on our own favor, which is to know, to officially demarcate, to officially divide, to officially share our boundaries with the zoo, it would have been easier for them without this, the so-called, what they call today, violent agitation. It wouldn't have gotten there. It wouldn't have gotten there. So their own dialogue is different from our own dialogue. I don't know if you're paying attention. That's why we don't criticize them. Somebody like Iginla, we don't criticize him. We take our own, the one that favors us, and we leave them with their own. Their own dialogue is to call their agitators and settle them, talk to them, calm them down, settle with them, and then the country moves on. That is their own dialogue. Our own dialogue is different. We are thinking, or we are coming from a different direction. Our own dialogue is to tell us, okay, you guys have drawn your map, you know your borders, okay, let us make it official. Boom, everybody goes their separate ways. That is our own dialogue, and that is where we stand. You understand? So that's why I said we take the one that is beneficial to us, and we leave their own, instead of us to criticize him. Let's continue.
This cry we are hearing here is not a cry of children, it's a cry of adults. The only way, I am not an advocate that Nigeria should separate, God forbid.
Good. Now, wow. To be honest with you, when I got this video recently, I think it was yesterday, or that I've watched the video before. But when I got this particular one that I'm playing now, I didn't listen, I didn't watch it till this moment. But I knew that this same man of God, at a point, there's a time he said he is not for Nigeria's breakup because he's a full-blooded Nigerian. And it's not even up to 1 minute. Boom. Let's listen again. So remember, I have made it clear that this analysis is not against Iginla. At least he tried. He tried to speak up than others, other criminals who are parading themselves as pastors in the zoo. Even bigger than him. Some bigger criminals. So he's even better than some other bigger, armed robbers who use Bible and microphone to deceive our people.
No. I am not an advocate that Nigeria should separate, God forbid. No. But I'm saying the best way to handle this, listen to the cry of the children. Sit down. Everything is not gun and bullet. When you take the leader away, okay, take the leader away. The next, how many people are on the street? Do you know how many spirit of Biafra have entered people? Do you know how many? Do you know how many millions are carrying the spirit of Biafra around? So if you kill the leader or you take the leader away, can you take the spirit from everybody?
Never.
Ojukwu is not here, but Biafra is alive.
Mm-hmm.
It's an ideology. The man who started it has left. Before he left, he kept quiet and lived peacefully and left. But the generation that have come have picked it up. And it's even worse than his own now. And they are engaging it with knowledge.
And when this man said this, he said, and even worse than now, than as it is before. When this man said, we are talking about 7 to 8 years ago, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was detained, illegally detained in Kuje, when he was actually arrested in Lagos State, airport, international airport, Murtala Mohammed, airport hotel. So That is when this man was making these utterances, telling them that it is not about gun and bullets. And remember, that time we were not armed. IPOB members were being mauled on a daily basis. We were not armed. The zoo were having their field day. Anytime they hear protest from IPOB, boom, they have come to suck blood that day. That day they have come to suck blood. And we were not armed. This man was telling them this thing, that even now, it is now even worse than Ojukwu them time. He was saying it, he never knew that we will be armed someday. And this is just 7 to 8 years ago. Right? 2017. 2017. Right? So, even he himself wasn't aware that the word he said that time in the name of prophecy will even go beyond what he said he saw. He never knew. So if the Zoological Republic was aware of what is going to be happening today, at least they would have paid attention to this man's word, even though they want to accept it as a prophecy, no problem.
But the generation that have come have picked it up, and it's even worse than his own now, and they are engaging it with an idea, with knowledge. So the best way to deal with this is not gun and bullet. It's not gun and bullet. When the revolution want to start, the revolutionists, the first thing they will do, they will pass the idea and impregnate their followers. The only way to stop it is to stop them before they impregnate the followers. But if the followers are impregnated, that's all. All of them are carrying pregnancy. They will soon deliver to other children. If you have 2 million Biafra, you already have 4 million Biafra. Because they are selling the ideology. And now, I don't have a problem. But my own concern is that you don't take woman's life. The best way to do that, you engage them in the ideology. If you feel the ideology is not correct, you dialogue. You sit down with them. If dignifying them will make them feel important, then do that.
Did you get that? That's why I told you we take our own and leave them with their own. He said, if dignifying them will make them important, then do that. So that what will happen, so that the country will continue. But we are not here for that. We are not here for that. We do not need anybody to dignify us. No. Hold your dignity or whatever they call it. Hold it. Eat it. Bath with it. Sleep with it. Eat it. That you may be belly full. We don't need your dignity or dignifying, whatever. We don't need it. Let us go and build our own dignity in our own home. As a free nation, as a free people. That is the most important thing to all of us. We know how to build dignity. We are Biafrans. Nobody can teach us how to build integrity or dignity. We know it better than every other person. We know it. We know it. Go and check record. We have more men of integrity and dignity all over the world. Go and check record. Go, just go and do your own research. So we know how to make name. We know how to build a name. We know how to build dignity. We know how to build integrity. So Fulani cannot come from Fota Jalon to give us dignity. Fulani or Tinubu, controlled by the Fulani, Bambiala, and Boko Haram, has no capacity to give us integrity. Never. So let us go and build our own dignity, that the whole world may come and pay homage. We have what it takes to do it. And they know. They know very well that we have what it takes to build the dignity. That's why they are fighting. They don't want us to do it. Because they don't want to be irrelevant. They don't want to be seen as irrelevant people. You know, in a more forma, onya nyuku nolo n'akụkụ. Or if you na agba no bibo, how is this person doing this? How comes he is the one seen as as somebody who is so much important? How comes he's the one? How comes? The only thing that will be coming in their mind is how come? They wouldn't want to wait and learn from you in order to be like you. Rather, they will be asking themselves, why him? Why her? How come? But a wise person, a very wise person who wants to learn will take his time, learn from you. How are you doing it? And when they learn perfectly, they will come out as, they will come out as champions. I believe we are back. If you can hear my voice, please let me know in the comment section. I believe we are back. Sorry for the interruption. Can you hear my voice? Please let me know in the comment section so that we can proceed. Very, very important. Let me know in the comment section if my voice is loud and clear.
Gun and bullet. The spirit from everybody. Ojukwu is not here, but Biafra is alive. It's an ideology. The man who started it has left. Before he left, he kept quiet and lived peacefully and left. But the generation that have come have picked it up, and it's even worse than his own now. And they are engaging it with knowledge. So the best way to deal with this is not gun and bullet. It's not gun and bullet. When the revolution want to start, the revolutionists, the first thing they will do, they will pass the idea and impregnate their followers. The only way to stop it is to stop them before they impregnate the followers. But if the followers are impregnated, that's all. All of them are carrying pregnancy. They will soon deliver to other children. If you have 2 million Biafra, you already have 4 million Biafra. Because they are selling the ideology. And now I don't have a problem. But my own concern is that you don't take woman's life. The best way to do that, you engage them in the ideology. If you feel the ideology is not correct, you dialogue. You sit down with them. If dignifying them will make them feel important, then do that. We can't be killing people and we're getting excited. No.
Afonja, did you hear that? Afonja, did you hear that? I am happy that this man is a Yoruba man. He said, you cannot be buying people and you want us to be happy with that. This man is a born again. This man is a born again. You know, is it a born again? No, he's a real, should I say real Christian? No, I don't believe in religion. He's a born again. Yes. Only that word he said is enough for me to know that he's a born again. He is not biased. Yes. You cannot be buying people. Let's hear that again.
We can't be killing people and we're getting excited. No.
You cannot be buying people and we're getting excited. He said no. He shouted in loud voice. You see? Now, that brings me to the all-important question that has been hovering all over the atmosphere, asking these individuals, especially the Afonjas and the Fajunas in our land, the Afonjas from Yoruba land and the Fajunas from Igbo land, where have you all been? You see, the comment of this man here, only that word he said, you cannot be buying people and we are getting excited. He said, no. He shouted in loud voice. That has brought me to the question, all the Fulefus, all the Afonjas who have been gallivanting all over the places, all the media platforms, they are there telling us how to fight for our freedom, telling us how they dislike what the so-called, violent agitation, the so-called violent agitation, telling us how they don't support the way we are doing it, telling us there is a way to do it, telling us that if the zoo want to break up, not the way we are doing it, we cannot come together and discuss and break it up. What is holding you from coming together to discuss, even without me? Without me, could you please go together or come together and discuss the breakup of the zoo and leave me behind? Leave me alone. I don't want to follow you. In fact, dialogue it, discuss it, come out with answer, with a reasonable, answer, response from your dialogue. We will appreciate it. We will appreciate it 100%. So all these idiots who go about on social media, so-called mainstream media, telling us how to fight for our freedom, that it is not by violence. Where were you? Where have you been? This man has vindicated us once again. He said, You cannot be going around buying people. And we're excited about that. He said, no. Only that word alone, I have labeled him a born again. Because, do you know why I told you that if truly there is a prophet, there is a man of God in the zoo, there are not more than one? Do you know why I say so? Do you know why I say so? You don't know. If I will still say it till thy kingdom come, until the zoo is broken into pieces. If there is any man of God, I said any, if there is any real man of God in the zoo, they are not more than one. And that one that I'm talking about, I don't have Iginla at heart to say it. In fact, I don't have anybody at heart to say it. No one. But do you know why? Because every man of God you see today, or should I say, majority of the men of God that I have seen, all pray for the betterment of Nigeria. I want you to listen. And sometimes it's confusing. If you don't pay good attention, it will confuse you. Almost all the men of God in the zoo today that I have seen, both live or video, all of them always pray for the betterment of the Zoological Republic. To the extent in Catholic, where I was born, there's this segment, there's this certain prayer. They usually prayer for Nigeria. Can any Catholic in the house? Do we have any Catholic in the house? Do we have any Catholic in the house? At least for you to bear me witness. I was born a Catholic. Do we have any Catholic in the house? There's this segment, there's this certain prayer they pray, because I've not been to Catholic church for ages now. There's this prayer they do prayer for Nigeria. Okay, pray. Don't worry. When I will open the line, I would like anybody to remind me that prayer, to even pray if you know how to pray, because they customize it. They customize it. It become a poem or a hymn. Somebody say prayer for Nigeria in distress. Let me highlight it. Prayer for Nigeria in distress. So when is this distress going to end? Does it not have ending? Every year, from year to year, you are praying for Nigeria in distress. When is the distress will leave the zoo? They customize it. They learn it. It's like a poem or a hymn. Every children knows how to sing it. Adults know how to sing it. Everybody knows how to sing it. Somebody said both Catholic and Anglican. I didn't know it was like that in Anglican, by the way. I only know about Catholic because I was born a Catholic. You see, prayer for the zoo in distress. This is the reason why I tell you, I beat my chest and tell you that there is no any man of God in the entire Nigeria. If there is anyone, there are not more than one. Because if you are a true, let me not say man of God, prophet, yes. Anybody you see calling himself prophet is a yahoo. There is no prophet in the zoo, because if there is any genuine prophet that hears from God, you will know that Nigeria can never survive. This is where the only way I know whether you're a man of God or not. Once you talk good about the zoo, you are not a man of God. You are a fraud. If you fraud, you are a pure fraud, because you are supporting a fraudulent entity. It's only a fraud that can support a fraud. Only a fraud can support a fraudulent entity like the zoo. I'm telling you, I am telling you the truth. Anybody who calls himself man of God and you are praying for the betterment of the zoo, the bias of innocent youths. Do you know that Nigeria is the killer of innocent youth of the same Nigeria? And you that called yourself man of God is praying for it, for the continuation of the killer of innocent youths. How dare you call yourself a man of God? How dare you? Imakwife, ijikwaru. Ijikwaru. Onye nke asụgo ya n'onu Igbo. Today na cruise. Onye nke asụgo ya n'onu Igbo. Onye adịka osi n'ụlọ. Onye asị from village ege m ntị. Ịra na osi village ege ma ọ bụ n'otu na village. Ndị otu m. Onye abụ onye otu m. The person who wrote this, Victoria Osai, is either you are listening from the village or you were born in the village like me. Oh, the zoo na bagara. Ekpere maka Nigeria no na nsogbu. Exactly. That is the title of that prayer in the village. In the town or in the cities, they call it prayer for Nigeria in distress. Yes. So if you say you are a man of God and you are among those praying for the survival of Nigeria, which happens to be the ayah. Let me use that word, please. The other one, the platform we are using doesn't like it. And you are supporting the ayah of innocent youths of the same zoo. You are not a man of God. You are a fraud. You are just a fraud. You are parading yourself as a man of God, carrying Bible. You are a fraud. If no genuine human being, be it man of God or not, be it prophet or not, can support in any way whatsoever the continuation of the zoo called Nigeria, which happens to be the ayah of innocent youths within this geographical entity or expression, according to Awolowo. You can't. Remember, this analysis is not directed at Iginla. As you all know, I've already called him a born again. As you all know, I've labeled him a born again already. For what he said, for him to say that you cannot be buying people and you expect us to be excited. He has justified everything we are doing today. He has justified our self-defense approach. He has also, vindicated us. In the future, this video will be used for something very, very important. And for those who are now praising the zoo janja, in fact, I'm going to marry this broadcast with this same video. I will redo it. For those who have been fighting for the zoo janja weed, whenever they are being neutralized, whenever the terrorists are being neutralized, there are some people who will come shamelessly on social media to speak against it. I want you to send this message to them today. I want you to send this message today to them. That Prophet Iginla, let me call him by his title. Prophet Iginla told the zoo government and its military, the terrorist military, that you cannot be buying people and expect us to be excited. Are you paying attention? There's one gangster in South Africa. There's one of the gangsters in South Africa that called himself Ikengu Uruagu. The idiot who usually come and fight for the zoo terrorists. Iginla, who is from Oduduwa, is telling you today that he is aware of what we are doing. That he knows what we are doing is our right. Because in 2017, he was telling the zoo and the same Janjaweed terrorist army, you cannot be buying these people and you want us to be excited about it. You see, in 2017, this man was talking. And in 2024, 2021, from 2021, after the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, boom. Some people who call themselves, freedom fighters became angry whenever the terrorist is neutralized. No be juju be that. My people, no be juju be that. That brings me to a certain a certain tweet. A certain tweet that has been trending for the past couple of days now. I will bring that tweet, even though this broadcast is never for the idiot. I will have to bring it. Yes, very, very important. I will have to bring it because of the word of this man now. The word of this man. Hey, Okwa Bakuru, Okwa Chekikwamo, in case you don't know. The zoo army has come again with recruitment. Is it every time you are recruiting? Let me even bring this one sharp. Let me bring it sharp. And of course, warn our people at the same time. Let me bring it sharp. Let me finish the video and then I'll bring this one sharp. And warn our people at the same time. Let me finish this video and then the zoo has come again. Hey, my people, it's good that I even come this evening. I never knew, even till the moment I came live. I never knew I was going to do live broadcast today because of one reason. The reason that has kept me out for quite some days now. I never knew. But it's good that we came this evening to do this. Now, let me finish this video. I'll bring another tweet. But remember, I think I should first of all leave it here and then show you the Zoo Janjaweed army. After showing you the Zoo Janjaweed army, then I will come back to the video before showing you the certain tweet which I am talking about. So let's go there. The Zoo Janjaweed has come again. The Zoo Janjaweed at it again. Cape Azua now. Remember just a couple of days ago. What is going on? Prime Minister need to see this. The Prime Minister must see this. I will send it to him. I'm not sure if he has seen it because I believe he has been busy for almost throughout today. He has been so busy today. So I'm not very certain if he has actually seen it. So this one, we will come back to the video. Let me first of all show you what I have seen, the breaking news that I have seen now. So we'll come back to the video and then use that very word of Iginla to, of course, remind one idiosyncrasy of her impunity, idiocy, greed, and of course evil, not only in the struggle for Biafra, but also against her own husband. So we are going to use the word of Iginla to analyze it. But before then, let me show you what I have seen this evening. Please, if you haven't liked and shared this very broadcast, I don't know what you're waiting for. The time for you to do so is now. Please, this is very, very important. This is absolutely important. Now, excuse me. The zoo janjaweed at it again. They have come again. The zoo has come again. The zoo has come again. The zoo at it again. Can you see it properly? Can you see here? This place, can you see it from your end? Let me know. Just type yes if you can see it so we can proceed. Can you see it properly? The zoo at it again. The zoo at it again. Now they said Nigerian army recruitment. 88 regular recruit intake for trades / non-tradesmen and women. Like seriously? Like seriously? I will take you to their own handle. Excuse me. Now they said recruitment into the Nigerian army is free. I to go zoom, but I want to see. How many of you remember? How many of you remember when our young men, when I want you to let me know in the comment section, how many of you remember just a couple of years ago, our young men, Igbo youths, always find it very, very difficult to join the army? How many of you remember? Just let me know in the comment section. How many of you not even remember? How many of you have this awareness, have this understanding that Igbo youths always find it very, very difficult to enter the army? Some of them, they will even pay money. Some of them, they will dupe them. Some of them, they will, even buy them. Some of them, they will send them out and all that. Igbo youths are always very, 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 very at the receiving end of all the brouhaha and impunity in the Nigerian military. It's always difficult for Igbo youths to join the military. Nke ikpeazụ a fana yozibiko ka abịa banye amị. Anyị etigo fa mgbada nwụrụ anwụ n'isi. Look at it. Basic entry requirements. Let me see if I can zoom it once more so I can read for you. But the more I zoom it, the more the letters disappear. I don't know. Everything about the zoo is fake. Everything about the zoo is fake. Even the so-called military cannot even, spend money to make a flyer. Did you see the flyer of our own government? When I read it from the office of the Prime Minister, after zooming it, it was very clear because that is original. Our own flyer. I just read it a couple of minutes or 1 hour ago. It was very, very standard. When you zoom it, you still see the letters very clear. But this one, try them now. Zoo na zoo. Even the military are fake. The military is fake. Everything about them is fake. Look at it. Zooming it as much as I can, still, it is difficult for me to read. Now, I may not go ahead to read it because I cannot afford to struggle while reading nonsense. I don't have to read it, but you have seen it already. Nigeria Army recruitment. 88 regular recruitment intake for trades / non-tradesmen and women. Now look at what they wrote here. Look at here. This is the place that got me fuming. This place got me fuming. Now, recruitment into the Nigerian army is free of charge. They are now announcing it. They are now announcing it. It has become public announcement. Yes, it is now public announcement because anyị etigo fa mgbada nwụrụ anwụ n'isi. Anyị etigo zoo mgbada nwụrụ anwụ n'isi. The army is now begging people to come and join them. Meanwhile, a couple of years ago, it is not easy for an Igbo boy or girl to join the Zoo Janjaweed military. Just a few years ago. Now, my question is, couple of months ago, it's not even up to 3 months. It's not up to 3 months. I personally made a pre-recorded broadcast, including live broadcast, showing you over 6,000 youths. Some of them are underage, like 15 years, 16 years, where they were, trickishly recruited into the Zoo terrorist army. How many of you can bear me witness on this in the comment section? Let me know. Let me know in the comment section if you remember what I'm saying now. I personally did that record. It was 2 different types of broadcast. The first one was pre-recorded broadcast, and the second one was my live broadcast. I showed you the videos of the newly recruited terrorists into the Nigerian army. There were 6,000 of them. Many of them were underage. Some of them were 14 years. Some of them were 16, 15, 17. None of them was above 20 years. None. I said none of them was above 20 years. You see? Thank you. People are bearing me witness. Just couple of, it's not even up to 3 months. So where are they? The question is, where are these youths, these young boys they recruited 3 months ago? Where are the 6,000 of them? Where are they? So any Biafran youth, any Biafran youth, any Biafran youth, wherever you are, even if they born you in the north, they born you in the west, any Biafran youth, is somehow think of joining this terrorist organization in the name of joining the army, you are doomed. There's only one question I want you to ask them. Only one question. The question is, what happened to these current 6,000 youths recruited 3 months ago? Only one question. Where are they? They must show you where they are. You know what? This terrorist organization does not announce to the media or in the media whenever they are being neutralized. That is the reason. This is the first time in history I'm seeing the Zoo army, sharing flyer for recruitment within 2 months. Just within 2, I've never seen anything like this before. They usually share flyer for recruitment once a year. As in, I'm talking about in recent time. They only share, let's say 20 from 2010. From 2010 to 2021. From 2010 to 2021, they usually share flyer for recruitment once a year. How come they are sharing flyer for recruitment within twice in a... Now they are making it every month now. Every month they are begging people now to come and join. Why would you write it as bold as it is here on my screen? Recruitment into the Nigerian army is free. I've never seen anything like that before. Such a thing has never happened before. This is the first time. So, any Biafran gearing up to go and join this terrorist organization in the name of joining the army, you are finished. And remember, the war of liberation does not know tribe. It does not know Igbo man in the Nigerian military khaki. It does not know Yoruba man in the Nigerian military khaki. Neither does he know the Hausa man or Fulani man in Nigeria military khaki. He doesn't know anybody. As long as you come in that uniform to buy our women and children, the land of Biafra will swallow you. You are a terrorist. You are a terrorist. There are no two ways about it. Even if your mind is telling you inside that you are not a terrorist, as long as you have put on that khaki with AK-47, you have automatically become a terrorist. If your mind, if you like, let your mind tell you are not a terrorist. It's none of my business. You have become a terrorist, because what the Zoo army is known for is terrorism. Nothing else, including their police. Nothing else. I don't want to go into social issues, things that are trending in the zoo today, all those issues of they called the young man, they called dark man. I don't want that is not my problem. I don't have time for those nonsense. They should go ahead and do their own thing. It's none of my business. I'm here for the freedom of Biafra and the neutralization of the terrorists within Biafraland. So any Biafra man, be it an Igbo man, a Bibio man, Calabar man, Akwa Ibom man, Efik man, Urobo man, Isoko man, wherever you come from, Ijo man or whatever, wherever you come from within Biafra territory, and you are, thinking of, you haven't even made any inquiry, but you are thinking of making any inquiry to join the Zoo terrorist army, consider yourself doomed. If you are a young man, you don't have a wife, you don't have any access, no problem. Just know that you are gone. Just tell your parents to forget about you. As you are going, tell them to forget about you. But if you have a wife already and you have children, make sure you show your wife where your hidden wealth is. If there's anything you saved, make sure your wife is aware of it, because you will never come back to that house you are about to leave to go and join the terrorists. You will never come back alive. Because there is war everywhere in the zoo. And the same army is the target. Let me even break it down to them, because it's like people do not understand what is going on. If and when you were, people do not understand what is happening. You don't want to ask yourself, why is the Zoo Janjaweed nowadays recruiting every month? There is war everywhere in the zoo. And the target are the uniformed men. I want you to pay attention. Let me even try and break this more, because people are not understanding it. As it stands today, there is war everywhere in the zoo. And the only target, or not the only, the main target are those in the uniform. Now, let me explain it. There is war in the Northern Zoological Republic, be it in the Northwest or Northeast. I don't care. North, na North. There is war in the North. And who are these people fighting this war? They are Al-Qaeda in Maghreb, number one. They are ISWAP, number two. ISWAP is, of course, Islamic State of the West African province, ISWAP. Number two, they are on top now. They have toppled Boko Haram. So let me begin from number one. Number one is ISWAP. Number two is Boko Haram. Number two is Al-Qaeda in Maghreb. Number three is, can somebody remind me the name of this terrorist group? I usually forget their name. Not Al-Qaeda. There's another one. There's another one they were sharing. What were they sharing sometime in the past? They were sharing their Quran. What were they sharing? Terrorist groups in Nigeria. terrorist groups in Nigeria. I must remember that name. But somebody can as well help me. What are they? Somebody can remind me. There's this name, Ansaru. Thank you, Ansaru. Thank you, Mighty Dot. Thank you, Ansaru. There is Boko. Sorry, let me start again from beginning. There is ISWAP, which is number 1 now, top notch. There is Boko, number 2. There is Al-Qaeda, number 3. There is Ansaru, number 4. Then there is Fulani Bandits, number 5. There is Fulani Mieti Allah, number 6. There is, of course, when you talk about Mieti Allah, you talk about the the herdsmen, because herdsmen is under Mieti Allah. So now let me leave Mieti Allah and call herdsmen. There is herdsmen, which is number 7. ISWAP, Boko, Al-Qaeda, Ansaru, herdsmen, bandits. Now there's the current one. There's this one they organize in Kano State, which is called Hisba. They're using it to terrorize Christians in Kano State. Hisba terrorist police. So making it 7. So if you now put their Oga Bata, which is Mieti Allah, there are 8 terrorist groups in the northern Nigeria. 8 of them, complete 8. Thank God we counted it together. 8. Now, to break it down, these different 8 terrorist groups in the Northern Zoological Republic today were not formed initially, were not formed to face the military. Pay attention, please. Initially, they were formed to terrorize the innocent citizens in those areas in the north. Somebody says more than 8. I'm just talking based on the one I have counted. If you know any other one, let me know. So, they were not formed to face the military because the military was aware of the formation of these terrorists. Are you paying attention? But somebody said Al-Shabaab is not in the zoo. Al-Shabaab is in Somalia, but they are affiliated with Boko Haram. Now, when Jonathan was in power, let me explain something to our people today. We are talking about the recruitment, free entrance and recruitment of the Zoo Janjaweed terrorist army. Now, when Jonathan was in power, Jonathan made this Igbo man. What's the name of this Igbo man? The chief of army staff. Somebody help me, remind me the name of this Igbo man that was chief of army staff during Jonathan. What's the name of that man? Nwachukwu Ekwerom Lotafia. What's the name of this man that was the former chief of army staff under Jonathan? He's an Igbo man. Ejike somebody. Meanwhile, thank you. Ihe Jirika. Yeah, that is the name. Ihe Jirika. Thank you. So, Ihe Jirika. Chai. Again. Our people need to know a lot of things. Honestly speaking. When Boko was formed to bring the full jihadists into the zoo, and full-time Fulanization and Islamization in the zoo, Ihe Jirika himself was never the chief of army staff. Pay attention. Sorry. Now, Jonathan did something very, very bad in the sight of Fulani, something unacceptable, something crucifiable. I said something crucifiable, by making an Igbo man the chief of army staff. Whereas the top military commanders from the north were aware of the plan of the late Buhari and, of course, the current vice president of the Zoological Republic, Kashim Shettima. Now, Jonathan made an Igbo man the chief of army staff, thereby destroying their initial plan of taking over the Zoological Republic through jihadists. Now, it became a full-blown war. That is why the terrorist groups formed in the Northern Zoological Republic turned their gun against the army. Initially, it wasn't against the army because the army was involved in the formation of Boko Haram. But the moment Jonathan made Ihe Jirika the chief of army staff, and they by their head, their leader within the group, not outside the group. Outside the group, their leader was Buhari and Kashim Shettima. But within the group, their leader was what's the name of that man that they died during that time, that escalated everything. So now they turn their guns against the Zoo Janjaweed army. They don't want to know again whether the Zoo army was involved in the formation of these terrorist groups. They don't want to know again. They turned their guns against them, and the war ensued. And that war has been there since 2009 till today. Till today. No matter how much, whichever, and it's worse now. It is now worse because the president is a Yoruba man, even though he claims to be a Muslim. And then the chief of army staff is another Yoruba man, Labaja. Right? Somebody said Shekau, not Shekau. Shekau was just the other day. I'm talking about their main leader, even before everything went south. Before everything went south, their first leader that was hired by the Jonathan's government before the whole thing escalated. Don't worry, I will remember his name. So now, you see, when this war ensued during Jonathan, Yusuf, somebody said Yusuf, yes, Yusuf, somebody, I will remember it fully, no problem. So now this war has been there in the north till today. And these terrorist groups now have two wars to fight. Which the first war, which was the first ideology, was to buy the innocent citizens, innocent Christians, and take over their land under jihadists and the Fulanization and the Islamization of the zoo. So when the army became impediment to their operation, they now face the army, the same army Muhammad Yusuf, thank you. Gerard Agonia, thank you. His name was called Muhammad Yusuf. He was their then leader. So, now, in all said and done, they now have two wars, which they face the Zoo Janjaweed and they face the innocent villagers. Two wars, right? This war is ravaging the northern part of the zoo as it stands today. Yes. Now, when you go to the southwest, when you go to the west, they're also facing another war there, whereby the same Fulani jihadist group in the name of bandits are today occupying forests in the western part of the zoo. Right? Now, if you bring it to Biafra territory, whereby the main war of liberation is going on, that is their nemesis. That is their nemesis. So what do they do? These men are falling each and every single day. It's quite unfortunate that they do not publish it. They do not bring it to the mainstream media because they don't want the younger ones to be discouraged from joining them. War is going on every part of Nigeria today. If you don't know, you better know now. And that's why the last video I played, I showed you Musa. You saw how Musa was crying. You saw how Musa was lamenting. You saw how Musa is bittered because he's not bitter because of the terrorists. He's not bitter because of any other thing. He is bitter because of the way his boys are falling each and every single day in the zoo. These men are falling every day. It may surprise you to know that these 6,000 youths that were recruited a couple of months ago, 2-3 months ago, have all been neutralized. It will interest you, or it will shock you to know this. This current recruitment that took place, 2 months ago, not even up to 3 months, 2 months ago, have all been neutralized. So if any woman wants to join the Zoo Janjaweed, as you are seeing on your screen, make sure that you have written your will. Make sure, if you have a wife, that your wife knows where all your money is, your inheritance, everything about you. Make sure they know it. Make sure that they are aware of it. Because if you join them, your name don't turn to sorry. And this sorry that your name will turn to will not come to the Biafraland, or will not come from Biafraland. Your name will turn to sorry for what is going to happen to you. Now, we will go back to the video. But before going back to the video, let us read this. This is going to be the last segment, and very, very important one indeed. Of course, the last segment of this very broadcast. So let's read this. I never wanted to talk about it. I wanted to let it, die a natural death. But because of the word of this man called Iginla, which we will be revisiting right now, I have found it very, very imperative to talk about this. and I'll be very, very brief.
Boko Haram is a terrorist group. Have you?
Now listen.
We can't be killing people and we are getting excited. No.
Did you hear that? This is a Yoruba man. A Yoruba man. A Yoruba man is telling you, you can't be buying people and we are getting excited. He said, no. He shouted in loud voice. Did you get that? Let's hear that again and then we'll go back to the tweet.
We can't be killing people and we are getting excited. No.
So, in case if you are joining me right now, he has been talking about Biafra. This video is all about Biafra exit from the zoo. And he was telling them that you cannot be buying Biafrans and you expecting us to be excited for that. He said, no, that cannot happen. And this man is a pastor. This man is a pastor. He's a pastor, right? Okay. And I want you to remember that the time he was saying this was in 2017, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was in Kuje prison. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was in Kuje prison, as he is in detention today in the DSS custody. Now, my brothers and sisters who are listening to me, a Yoruba man all the way from Yorubaland was warning the zoo, you can't be buying people, and we are getting excited. Because he knew that the zoo is using its terrorist wing in the name of the zoo army and police to buy innocent Biafrans. And he was shouting on top of his voice in his own church, within his own capacity. Today, my brothers and sisters, this is the fate of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now, listen while I read. She said, she said, the fate that awaits the midget soon. Let me take that again. The fate that awaits the midget soon. Brothers and sisters, do you know who she is referring to as a midget? A midget. Do you know who she's calling a midget? Do you know? Now, pay attention. She continued, there is something about hurting your people. There is something about hurting your people. There is something about being evil. And there is loneliness in its reckoning part. There is loneliness. Hey. Hello, Melo. Hello, Melo. Hello, Melo. Hey, I didn't reason it this way. Oh, when I read the tweet, I did not reason it this way. The way that I'm feeling it now. If I'm a pastor now, I'll be telling you the Holy Spirit is ministering to me. God begin to speak to me. If I'm a pastor, what I'm about to say now, if I'm a pastor, I will claim that Holy Spirit is ministering to me or God is speaking to me. My brothers and sisters, what this woman is saying here, if I tell you, you will run mad. You will like to strangle her if she's at your side at this point in time. I'm telling you, if I analyze it, I don't know, should I analyze? No. I think I will have to do this tomorrow. This is deep. This is deeper than what people even thought. This is deeper than what people thought. I am telling you that this is deeper than what you thought. This is deeper than what you feel. This is deeper than the way people understand it. Now, he called our prime minister a midget. A midget. But here, she is telling a different story here. Hey, hello, Melo. Hello, Mekwalo. Should we continue on this or should we postpone it tomorrow, please? I want to hear your opinion because this is going to take an in-depth analysis. Should we continue or should we leave it tomorrow? In my side now, it is 1 minute past 11. Should we continue? I want to hear from you. This is going to take in-depth analysis. Should we continue or should we leave it tomorrow? Tomorrow, okay. We are going to leave it tomorrow. So I will of course allow you to call briefly to, of course, to make your contribution based on what I've discussed already, not about this one here. Not about this very one here. We are going to discuss about this tomorrow. So I'll leave it like this. So I don't know. I don't know how many of you who would want to make a contribution right now. I don't know. But anyway, I think we can call if you want to make a contribution. Please do not talk about the tweet. We will deal with that tomorrow. We're going to deal with that tomorrow. Tomorrow you will be free to to talk about it after we must have analyzed it, because that is that is deeper than what you think actually. So I wouldn't like you to delve into it now when you haven't really understood it properly. Please. So nobody should talk about it now until it is properly analyzed tomorrow. So the number is there. We have only 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, if you can call, you call and make your contribution. If you can't call, then I will also be happy that you don't, because I want to shut down now. I want to rest. Okay, thank you, my wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world, for this wonderful evening we've had. We will meet tomorrow. Tomorrow is Tuesday. We will meet tomorrow so that we can properly analyze the video till the end and, of course, deal with the issue at hand, which is, of course, a lot of things are going on. So see you tomorrow, my brothers and sisters. God bless you, my wonderful people of Biafra. Continue to support the Biafra government. Continue to support Mazi Simon Ekpa. Oh. Okay, let me give you the benefit of the doubt. Caller on WhatsApp, please go ahead.
Yes, I will say good morning from here because it's after 12 already from here, my brother Ikuku.
You're welcome.
Biafra Unite, you are wonderful. I just called, because know how you will do this, your program, nobody will even call and say thank you. I know people are tired, some are still going to work. Yeah, yes, like we are just coming back, not quite 15, 20 minutes I joined because I just came in now, I just want to say thank you very much, my brother, for your good work you're doing, for the awareness you're giving to us, no matter wherever, morning, afternoon, night, you're there. Keep it up, my brother. Tomorrow is the best day, then we will join everything together to make our contribution. I just called to say good night, my brother, and thank you very much.
Thank you. God bless you too. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
That's very, 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 very awesome. Don't forget that tomorrow there is no celebration whatsoever. There is nothing like Independence Day celebration in Biafraland. And those of you who are civil servants, continue to remain indoors for now. till further notice. Thank you all. God bless you. See you tomorrow. From me, from here, it is good night.
You must go and listen to Simon Ekpa, who is doing a very fantastic job. Very great job that Simon Ekpa is doing. Very, very, absolutely fantastic job that he's doing. You must listen to him and share his videos accordingly. Very, very important. He is bringing a new dimension to this very awareness that we are making, and you must listen to him. Very, very important.